My granddaddy ran shine in East Tennessee. I guess that's where I got my need for speed. I sell it illegal to people numbing their pain. I'm a little crazy, but the world's insane. I keep a loaded 44 sitting by the bed for the jeepers and the creepers who ain't riding ahead. Hope I never have to use it, but you never know these days. I'm a little crazy, but the world's insane. Oh, won't you get to know me? I'm a coyote in a field of wolves. Oh, I'm a red letter rebel, but some become the devil when the moon is full. Yeah, the only thing keeping these tracks on the train, knowing I'm a little crazy, but the world's insane. I'm the house on the hill where the lightning strikes. Kids ride by scared on their Santa Claus bikes. Oh, them one goes missing walking right down Main. Yeah, I'm a little crazy, but the world's insane. Oh, won't you get to know me? I'm a coyote.
Hey everybody, it's Dan Wolf here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome. I'm sorry, I'm channeling my inner Beyond Drew TV who has forsaken and abandoned us. I really wish he would get back into some Planet Coaster 2. So Drew, if you're listening to this, this is your sign. This is the universe coming at you through SDan to tell you to get back into Planet Coaster 2. Guys, look at this. Look at this still right here. I think I'm gonna make this the thumbnail. This is insane. We've got buses, monorails, the Skyliner. I'm thinking about bringing the tram back. We are going to, somebody mentioned in a video or two ago about when we get invisible paths to maybe you see the little sidewalk back here. Somebody was saying, dude, you should do an invisible path underneath that sidewalk, and maybe guests that are wanting to walk from the resort will actually go over and use that. And I think that is a killer idea. Definitely want to try that out. The Skyliner is not open just yet. I've still kind of got to work on the station a little bit and just make sure that the layout and kind of the little track that it's going on is kind of what I want. I really like that line. I think it's not intrusive. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb and it's the only one thing you notice. I think it's low enough to the ground, but it misses the monorail track and the highway. I think it's at a really good, believable height right now. Brings you from the water park right in over the waterfall and the monorail line, like we mentioned. But I think that is kind of our biggest Saturday at the Springs update is just I put the buses back in, and they are actually running now. And actually, sometimes people will go by and these buses will be pretty packed. I still think a lot of them they seem like they're using the monorail more still. But does that one have anybody? Sometimes they're still running a little empty, but I mean, the kinetic energy, it's there now. The highway, and here we've got the monorail kind of going by. The highway in Wilderness Springs doesn't seem like such a waste now. Even when I'm just building, or if I'm panning out to do aerial shots, it is just so cool. Look at this shot right here with the bus and the monorail and the Skyliner. It's so cool to just watch stuff happen now. And just that, like we talk about all the time, just that kinetic energy. It is just, I am very, very pleased with the bus routes and how all that's working out. You can ride it from the water park over to the theme park or to the resort or back over here. We've got we just have a lot going on. Like I mentioned in the video yesterday, this little bus stop is hopping as far as the theme park stop goes. So yeah, this is a crazy busy Saturday. Look how many little people are in here. Still have, definitely there's still some, a little, like, more people over here in bathing suits than I would like, but it's not to the point like where it's aggravating me and every time I'm, in here filming or moving around, it's terribly noticeable. So, we'll just hopefully filter those out and get them back over to the water park area. Another big change that you guys will see is we covered this not just a few days ago, but we've got a cliff line back here now, and a new restaurant. We've got Crockett's Breakfast Camp, based off the Crockett's Breakfast Camp right in Gatlinburg. So I thought that just fit the whole theme really well, and sitting here with its own little pond. I thought that worked well, and I'm thinking, like I mentioned in the video last night, as we expand out towards this ridge line, I want to do some retail and some little shops along here. And I was thinking maybe it might even be able to sneak a little flat ride in right there behind Crockett's, but the rest of this used for some gift shops and retail. And then of course I want to get to Jan's Riverboat Adventure. This is like what's going to be your little entrance area, and I'm going to get like a little custom sign built. And one of the coolest things I think that's going to be about this build is actually I love how the queue hugs the edge of the water. So, when you're standing here in line waiting on your turn, you'll be able to look out over the ride and watch people go by. And I just think that is just a really cool little queue area that has good bit of ride interaction there. So we've got to get working on the boathouse and obviously more theming, but that is coming along really, really well. I've got to give a shout out to my buddy John, who actually almost like he doesn't know he did, but he talked me into leaving the track exposed. And I want to go back and redo my little cars. I'm going to show you a picture real quick that he tweeted out to me a couple days ago, and he's like, "Hey, Stan, check this out. This is my version of Aquatopia that I wanted you to see," and I was absolutely floored. And you can see what an incredible job he did. And it almost inspired me to leave the track exposed. I just think it has that. I just think it has a better look than the way I had it before, with the floor pieces over in the way. But yeah, Jan's Riverboat Adventure is quickly coming together, and I just love how these little boats scoot along here. I tried to do a little bit of jet, like a little bit of misting behind the boat to look like, looks like it's pushing its way through the water. So yeah, that is that part we are messing with, actively working on. And back here, I think this is where I want to do that launch coaster that I was talking about. I think it's going to be pretty large. It's going to take up a pretty good bit of area back here, and I may even continue the cliff line because as far as the water goes, you can see the map line. You can't really do anything down to the base of the water, so I may continue that cliff line down through here and help frame this area in. And also too, like we talked, if I have to push the Bass Pro and the Willow Grove area a little bit to accommodate this launch coaster, we can definitely do that. Remember, over here, this area is reserved for the indoor section of Legend of Thunder Falls, so do not want to get over there. I don't want to get over there and encroach on that. Still got to get over here and mess with that a little bit. But yeah, my buddy Herman, he sent me a little flat area of station that he was working on, and I said, yeah, I'll bring that over and they'll save me a little bit of work right there. So I still need to get over and kind of theme the mountain and theme the station area, but we will definitely get to that in due time. This is just one of my favorite little layouts. Like, it's basically like my buddy Poe said, you know, and kind of like why I've stopped this. He's like, man, you went so hard just to get that first screenshot of Thunder Falls. He's like, I think it might have kind of burnt you out a little bit. And I think there might be a little truth to that. This definitely was one of those, I sat down here on a Saturday and just spent hours messing with this. And so we definitely need to see it through and get over here and start thinking about, you know, theming the dark section. So yeah, that is kind of my thoughts on that. As far as breakfast goes, I was thinking, I even tweeted it out this morning. I think it would be cool if you rode the train from the front of the park. So, you know, you would essentially get on the train over here in Grizzly Valley like these people are doing. You know, if you get to the park early enough, jump on Grizzly Valley and then make your way across the park back here to Plastic Swan Station, hop off, go in and grab you some breakfast while you're right here. And look, I always tell you, I hate to waste things. I put in my little Balloon-a-Rama underneath the train station as just like, you know, just like a little filler, you know, make it look like the guests, you know, have something to do underneath here. But I absolutely love her train station. I think it complements the whole area and the Phantom Manor really well. And, you know, once again, just going back and looking at Rudy's video and the feedback, you know, I've really kind of come in and tried to do some, you know, quality of life changes, fix some of the trees sticking into the queues, you know, just a lot of that little stuff that I might have rushed by and hadn't come back and checked out yet. So that has kind of been a little bit of my mission this week. Enchanted Forest, I did a little bit of work over here. I put your teacup ride back, and I also messed with the queue over here a little bit. Like you guys were saying, the queue was, you know, had a bunch of trees sticking in it, and like the guests were like walking through rocks and bushes, kind of getting over here, and I'm starting to mess with it a little bit. And even the area surrounding the teacup ride, you can see I've started fencing it in, adding some plants, adding some flowers, foliage, and giving some shade to the teacup queue. And I think the Enchanted Forest area is just turning out really, really cool. Still don't know what I want to do over here. You guys will have to tell me, should this be water? Should it be a carousel? Should it be Enchanted Forest's own little restaurant over here, like a little quick service area? You guys will have to throw out some ideas on what goes across from the teacup ride and what will essentially finish out Enchanted Forest. I don't know what to do. And this is just coming along so well. I like how much shade it has, but the sun kind of creeps through, and you know, it looks like mystical, whimsical over here. And then when you round this corner, you'll still have a really good shot of Barnstormer. And this is I just think this is awesome, especially this shaded queue on those really hot days when you're waiting to jump on your cup. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I don't think I've really messed with much other than I kind of tried to use the mulch to make the entrance area here kind of look like, you know, kind of like Disney World, very, very thick cut grass out here, you know, kind of in the highway divider here. I think that looks a lot better than just leaving it as the in-game dirt. Your water park did not mess with it this week. You know, last week and last weekend we went really hardcore and did some major changes over here to the water park. Some things I'm still not, 100% happy with, but, I also, like I said, the water park is heavily waiting on the recolorable rocks that are coming here in the next probably week or two. So yeah, that is just kind of what is happening in Wilderness Springs this week. I would just think of this week as the major transportation haul. And as you can see right here with the buses going by, this just is just a cool culmination of what I wanted to see and kind of like how I wanted the highway to be laid out. Even back in the day when we were kind of first putting the highway in, I thought, how cool would it be to have buses and cars and stuff like that actually make its way through here, taking guests all around this resort area. So just really awesome to see that kinetic energy happening. So yeah, you guys have to let me know what you think. We have got another week of Wilderness Springs in the books, and I definitely don't think this was one of those throwaway weeks. We got in here and we hammered out some very fun ideas and laid the groundwork for some more, I think, really fun design. And so yeah, and I tell you what, let me show you, if you've made it this far in the video, if you've made it here to the end, let me show you a little project I'm working on for my buddy Leaf. Oh, I'll tell you what, if you've made it to the end of the video, you need to put in the comments #ComeBackLeaf, because he sent me this because he's wanting me to try to spark his imagination, and he wants to try to get back into Planet Coaster 2, but he can't get in that rhythm and find his stride. So if you've made it this far into the video, do us a favor and leave down in the comments #ComeBackLeaf. And yeah, this is what I'm working on for him. I started like a smaller version of the Atlantis Dubai resort, and this little thing, this is going to be fun. I've still got a ton of work to do, but I think he's really going to enjoy this, because remember, he had a version over here, and I was kind of worried. I'm like, dude, would you care if maybe I tried to rework your resort and maybe redo your towers? And he said, dude, I handed it to you to do whatever you want, so that's on you. You go ahead and whatever you feel you need to do. And I love this little coaster he has back here. Let's see if we can get it to test. I wanted to show you guys just like how smooth this was. Uh-oh, did the attendant leave? I had to I've destroyed some of their pathing because I've kind of had to mess around and do some things, but yeah, check this out at this launch. It is so smooth. He's done such a excellent job on this. Kind of like the little surfboard coaster. Very awesome. And I was thinking, when I get his resort redone, I was thinking about maybe taking this little area right here that he doesn't have anything and doing him like an Aquatopia in here. So I think that could be really neat. Yeah, they're kind of miffed right now because I cut their path off on them, but this is just such a fun little project, especially when you if you kind of start playing with the lighting. The resort just has a really cool glow to it. Really kind of tough getting that signature pink that resort has. Well, both of them have, the one in the Bahamas and the one in Dubai. But I think we've nailed it. That is that really cool pink, facade color. And this is going to, these towers are going to bend around and essentially watch over the whole park when I'm done. So yeah, we'll have to see if we can get him back in this. But anyways, guys, this is your quick field trip to Atlantis from Saturday at the Springs. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget #ComebackLeaf, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya.